Carl and Damon here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's They Made What into a TV series. We are continuing our recap and look through of Final Fantasy Unlimited, the animated Final Fantasy based weird ass show.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting ride up to this point, but it is about to start getting a little better, a little bit more ordered, a little bit more understandable.
Yeah.
I think that's really important there. I'm beginning to get it now.
Yeah.
This is episode 3, Fruit, the Town of Sweet Scent. On the ghost train, you reveals that her parents wrote that the train connects all the worlds of Wonderland. Book is mighty convenient.
Yeah.
I is getting annoyed with the chocobo, who is chewing her hair. And Yu says that the feather he is wearing in his hair allows him to know what the creature is thinking. Okay, that's a cool little touch.
Yeah.
After the opening credits, because we always get a pre-credit scene.
Yeah.
We get a recap of the adventures so far by Fabula, which I think is actually a really useful tool.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's a partial recap, but she also sort of sets up the next episode
Yes.
as well.
Yep.
And she reveals that at the next stop of the ghost train, there will be fruit. And immediately I wrote, well, that makes a lot of fucking sense, doesn't it? We then cut to the Earl Tyrant, who's being told about Kaze and reveal that his power might be unlimited, making him a god. So there's that unlimited thing.
Yep.
Earl Tyrant is not happy to hear this and insists that Kaze be dealt with. The Lords of Godium all vie for Earl Tyrant's attention as we see the character of Mackenzie loafing around. We also see that Lord Fungus is still alive.
Yeah.
I suspect there'll be a lot of that when no one really dies
Yeah.
in that kind of thing. Having arrived at the next stop of the train, a group take the stairs out and come out into an odd place made of long wooden bridges. Now, one of the things I do really like about this show, I really do, is that imagination seems to be running wild.
Yeah.
It seems like they're like, okay, we can kind of do anything we want here.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a lot of fun. Because I was
visuals, yeah.
immediately taken in by this and was like, this is all right, this is interesting. There are cloaked beings here that seem to just, if you listen to them muttering, it's like feelings of confusion and loss. And I was like, that's a bit dark, that.
So I instantly thought of the Sephiroth groups with their black coats, the numbers. That's what I instantly thought.
All right, I also thought Joel was.
Oh,
From
yeah,
Star
yeah,
Wars,
yeah,
you
Joel,
know?
yeah.
Houdini! But maybe not like that, not so much that, you know? The group figures they aren't going to find their parents here, but Lisa suggests they look around while they wait for the train to leave. I, though, sees Kaze on a faraway bridge and tell the others. However, when she looks again, he's gone. Ooh, he's so mysterious. Then they notice Chocobo eating some of the background, and he realises it's made of fruit. As I goes to eat some, one of the cloaked figures grabs her bags and runs off. I chases after that person while the others are blocked by another group of cloaked figures. I end up chasing the person to a cave, through a fruity village, and into a strawberry house. But inside she finds a mass of cloaked figures all drinking out of tubes. I was like, is this a bar? And I wrote it, I kept it completely separate.
Yeah.
The show was fucking mental.
I
At this
know.
point I was like, what is going on?
I thought they were like doing bongs with it.
I was like, it must be a bar, right? I starts to look around and we see that Kaze is there and conversing with one of the cloaked figures. Yu gets the attention of the crowd and asks for help, but they all just stare silently at her before laughing, then repeating words of loss and despair. It's got this really dark undercurrent,
It is
you know?
yeah.
It seems to have an effect on her and she runs out in fear. She actually seems to get scared here.
It is quite scary.
It is weird, especially from a kid's perspective. Although I don't necessarily think the show is aimed at kids.
No.
I think it's aimed at a wider audience.
Yeah, definitely.
Walking through the fruity town, she laments the loss of her backpack and the fact that she doesn't know where she is. She then trips over a watermelon slice and gets covered in its juice, which just upsets her even more, calling out for you, Lisa, and her parents. We get a distant glow, though, on what sounds like the ocean. So she gets back on her feet and she stands in front of a giant oyster. It's here I meet Fabula. I tells Fabula of her woes and questions the environment she is in. She's then taken in by a weird creature in a pearl, which Fabula offers her as a gift, calling it a Poshy Pocket?
Yeah, Poshy Pocket.
That's what I thought she called it, yeah. And seemingly, it's an alive bag, a bag that's alive with a big mouth. And according to Fabula, if you wish for something, it will make it reality.
I wish for my parents.
Okay, wish for the parents to be back. That's literally what I wrote on my notes.
The end.
The end, exactly. Okay, good. I wish my parents were here. But Fabula's like, yeah, not that big, not that big. Or like, Maybe it was because the parents appear to be corpses.
Yeah.
They're here.
Oh, yes,
Yeah, that kind of thing. But I love the fact we both went the exact same way. We want to just end it then, you know? Fabula now disappears after giving her this MacGuffin, because that will come in handy, as I leaves and runs into an arriving machine, one controlled by one of the Earl's lords. Kaze arrives as the monsters attack, and the man is forced to do battle. Always there when you need him.
Of course.
And I realise now I'm sensing a theme here. Lots of nonsense, followed by Magun combat. When Kaze faces up against the Lord, Lisa and you arrive, but are covered in pollen that makes them laugh. The Lord, some sort of flower woman, seems to recognise Lisa, though, in this scene.
Yeah, which is, yeah.
Well, we've established in the first 2 episodes that Lisa isn't being honest, or certainly hiding something.
It wouldn't surprise me if she's like, bloody, we used to work with that Lord, and then maybe she's like exiled or something. Or,
maybe.
Yeah.
I now remembers what Fabulous said, and she wishes that she has the power to save everyone. And I was like, that is an open-ended wish.
A massive wish.
How does that bag know what everyone means? Everyone in the world, everyone in this world, everyone in Wonderland? Like, do you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
But apparently, the bag knew she just meant the people around her.
Yeah.
Because saving everyone also does not mean the bad guys.
In theory, yeah.
I know I'm being a right dick here, I'm pedantic about it.
Yeah, in theory,
but yeah. Anyway, the bag creature spits out a watermelon scene. And I was like, what's a dumb wish? It glows and it explodes in a bright light, getting rid of all the pollen. Okay. Now free. Kaze activates his Magun, choosing soil as his power. Guess what? We get that long-winded gun sequence before Kaze loads with descriptive bullets. He summons Shiva, which uses ice power to freeze the flower power defense and causes it to crumble. The Lord, having been defeated, leaves in her machine. So, this is episode 3, and I think we are both beginning to notice this. Well, I guess we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
But it seems to follow this formula, which is blah, 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 weird, Magun.
Yes.
And I'm a little bit worried that we're going to have to go through this sequence all the time of him doing the gun.
I mean, it's a nice reference to how obviously you've seen like gods that we've used in the games, like Shiva, and like, you know.
Of course,
I'm sure
it's Final Fantasy.
We're going to get Ifrit and maybe Behemoth and all that.
We had Behemoth already.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sure we'll get some like Ifrit and.
Of course, because it's Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and Brrraains.
And there's all these ones that, I mean, like we said before, he almost has a Vincent feel about him too.
Yeah.
And elements like that. The problem is that it wastes like a minute. It's a minute-long sequence of him. I choose the power of soil, and then it's like, and it's just like, I don't want to have to watch that every time. But the problem is because he changes the weapon each time, I need to pay attention and then write a fucking note.
Of course,
I don't get to skip it, you know? Anyway, I thanks him and asks him if he's closer to finding who he's looking for. But Kaze just ignores her, still being a dick.
Yep.
Before I introduces her bag to the others, and then Kaze disappears. They decide to continue their quest before a clock around Chocobo's neck reveals the train is about to leave, so they head off. Okay, criticism aside, weirdness aside, I thought I liked this episode.
I did, yeah.
It's the first time I thought, it's all beginning to make a little bit of sense now. I'm beginning to understand what they're going for here.
Yep.
I'm now knowing the characters and kind of who they are and what they stand for and so on. And more importantly for me, I began to understand the villain side of things in regards to Lord Tyrant and what's going on there, elements like that. I started to get it a bit more.
Yeah.
So I ended up coming away going, I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Like I said, after the first 2 episodes, it took me a bit of time to get used to what's going on. But I mean, 3 and 4, I actually quite enjoyed. So
yeah, we are getting there. It's beginning to make sense. And hopefully it continues that way. It ain't perfect.
No.
It has its issues. The writing's messy. The voice dubbing that we're using to watch this can be very, very iffy. And it might be so nonsensical at times that it's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
But we shall see. We're only 3 episodes in. So we've got a long path to walk. We've got a lot of wonder to see in Wonderland. This was episode 3 of Final Fantasy Unlimited, Fruit, the Town of Sweet Scent. You got any thoughts and you know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.